It was around 2 a.m. in the morning. So I got out of the place and I was walking. So the OCPD wanted I go stay at his place. Then he helped me. So I thought like, no, no, I don't want to get married. I have a
I can only imagine a beautiful girl like you and then attend a girl on the streets. Where were you sleeping?
I was sleeping. Okay. Sometimes I used to live with the chokoras. But you know life is hard living with them.
Hello guys, this is Gendy, and once again we're here at with our story, my story, my motivation, where we are transforming lives. And today we have a beautiful lady here, as you can see her. She's Elsie. She has a story that is going to inspire you, and let's hear her story. How are you, Elsie?
I'm fine.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And who is Elsie?
Elsie is a student at Arvist College, taking food and beverage. I'm on my second year.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm here today to share my story.
Wow.
How my life has been, and how I came to overcome all that. The challenges, things that we do, thinking that we're on the right track.
Yeah, sure.
But we are not.
Okay.
So
I know our viewers are wondering, does this young girl has a story? What story does this girl has? And without wasting time, let's start where all this started.
All this started when I was in class 7. I started living with my grandfather when I was in class 6. Then there was this time I got sick. I was at school.
Okay. Then
my grandfather was around. I was taken to the hospital. And so many things were said. Oh, Elsie Njeri permission too. You know, the stuff. Nah, it was like a routine. I'm getting sick every time and then. And life wasn't that easy. I had to struggle with that. I'm schooling and my mom was not that well off. She was not educated.
Okay.
Yes, alikuwa na chance kwenda shule, but you know, unaona wewe ni mrembo, blah blah blah. You don't want to study.
Sure.
At shule, so she got married. So my grandfather had to take me in to educate me. Today, I'm the only one who has finished school in my family. Yeah. Yeah. My dad, not educated. My mom, not. My brother, no.
Your elder brother?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then me, then my sister. My sister alimaliza class 8 juzi. I thank God for that. So, I was in class 8 when my mom passed on. It was during my birthday when she passed on, and it was hard to accept it and to let go. Then I can say that is where my main problem started from.
Wait. Your mom died on your birthday?
Yeah. It was on 28 February 2014. 6 a.m. in the morning. I still remember that. I cannot forget.
It must have been hard for you.
It was very hard for me. But, you know, you have to let go and move on with life.
Sure.
And after that, after my mom passed on, I was living with my stepdad. But they have been raised up by my stepdad too. The father to my sister. He has raised me. And I used to blame my stepdad because of the reason why my mom passed on. Actually, I used to. Until the time I had to let go and say, I have to forgive this person, because if I don't forgive them, I'll be carrying a burden that is not mine.
That's true.
I used to blame him. I remember there was a time tulirudishiana maneno, me and him, and it was not good. Then after that, it was 1 year passed. He committed suicide. That was when I was in Form 1. Then, his family side used to blame me because I was the last person to talk to him. I was being asked, what did you guys talk about? What did you guys say? Like, what were you talking about? What did he tell you? I told them nothing. The only thing we talked about was, nimekuja midterm and what do you need? Because tulikuwa tusharudiana, getting good terms. Yeah. So when I was in Form 2, I ran away from home. Form 2, was it Form 2 term 1 or I don't remember very well, but it was in 2016. Because of 1, 2, 3 reasons, I ran away from home. There's a place called Kiamaina in Ahururu.
Kiamaina, yeah, I know that place.
And I started living there, children's home. I don't remember the name very well. That is where I started living. For 2 weeks, life was hard. I'm not used to such kind of a life. You're waking up in the morning. You don't know what you're doing. Like, you're supposed to eat same food in the morning. I'm not used to that kind of a life. And
yeah, speaking about that, can you just maybe briefly explain to us life at children's home? You know, some people are wondering, what's that life that you are not comfortable with it?
Life is not easy. Like, there are small children there. Because when you older than them, you have to take care of them.
Sure.
You have to wash them, wash their clothes, yeah. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, since you are bigger than them.
Yeah, since you're bigger than them.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you're getting help and you're getting everything, because what you need is a shelter and food at that time.
Sure.
You're getting it, but life is not easy. Sometimes something is missing,
Sure.
you all will be blamed.
Yeah, sure.
And maybe you don't even know like what happened. You know, life is not easy there.
Okay.
So one night I decided I have to get out of this place. I have to go get my grandfather. I have to go talk to him. And it was around 2 a.m. in the morning. I got out of the place and I was walking. There's a place called Manguo. I was told that place is dangerous, especially when you are alone. But
yeah, girl.
yeah. Yeah. But I was like, no, I'm okay. I need to go. Then I went. Someone came. So bike came. Kaniambia, where are you going? At this time of the night in Kaniambia. I want to, nataka nifike town, I want to go to the police station. I want to talk to the OCPD there. Akaniambia, I can take you there, but right now we cannot go there. You need to first of all go and eat. Yeah. And so, akanibeba, akanipeleka hotel.
Saa 8 usiku?
Yeah.
2 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hata hiyo time kupanga na curfew and everything.
Yeah, sure.
So, nikakula and I slept after eating because I was really hungry.
So where did you sleep?
There. Hiyo hotel.
Okay.
It was a big hotel, so they didn't ask me anything.
Okay.
Then I was small.
Yeah,
You can see my body is
sure,
small, so I was
sure.
like a kid. And nikatoka hapo. I walked back to the police station. You know where the police station is at? Nyahururu.
Yeah.
I met the OCPD. So the OCPD wanted I go stay at his place. Then he helped me. So I thought like, nope, no, I don't want to get married. I have a life. I don't want to live the kind of...
Do you want to marry you? Or
no, he
just
wanted
to shelter you?
not to shelter me. You know what he was telling me? Come live at my place. I don't have a wife. That is like telling me, come get married to me. According to my right senses, according to how I'm getting it. You know?
Yeah, true.
So, I told him, okay, I'll come back later. Then I said, no, I'm not going back there. I'm not ready for all this shit.
Yeah, true.
I don't want to be like my mom, getting married, having kids. You don't have a way of raising them. It is very hard having a kid and
You don't have means of raising them.
Yeah.
Sure.
that is bringing a kid into this world. Na mateso.
To suffer, yeah.
Yeah, and I was not ready for that. So, I walked out. I was on the street for 2 weeks. I can get a place to sleep.
Nyahururu.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can get a place to sleep, and sometimes I could not get a place to sleep.
Now, where did you sleep?
That night,
For those 2 weeks, where were you sleeping?
I was...
I cannot imagine a beautiful girl like you and then attending girl on the streets. Where were you sleeping?
I was sleeping. Okay. Sometimes I used to live with the chokoras, but you know life is hard living with them. And sometimes I would go. Okay, there was this time I met this woman. Her name was... I don't remember her name so well. She was selling me tumba.
Okay.
She asked me, what's your name? Then she asked me, where are you from? I told her. Akaniambia, you need to go back to your people. I told her no. Then she took me in for 2 days. Then she told me, I need to call your people. I told her, I'm not ready for all that. I wasn't ready, like, I don't want to meet them. I want to be away from everyone. I want to live a life of my own. That is how my mind was thinking. I ran away from her.
Okay.
Niko kwa street for the 2 weeks. You can get a place to sleep, sometimes you cannot. You know how street life is. Then one day, I met this old man. He told me, I cannot wait to see a young lady like you who has a greater future to get wasted. You don't look like a street child. He told me, you need first of all to take a shower. We paid somewhere I could take a shower. Then he told me, you need to call him. And I'm the one calling them. Then I thought, yeah, maybe I should. I gave him my grandfather's number. No, my uncle's number. I gave him my uncle's number. So my uncle came. He said, I'm going to take you back to school, and whatever has happened, let it remain like that. So you see, I didn't have that time to explain what I've gone through, to say like this happened, you know. I didn't have that time. The only time I had was to be condemned. You need this, yeah. But my side of the story, it wasn't hard. I went back to school.
That is Form 2.
Yeah, that was in Form 2.
Okay.
I went back to school. Then in Form 3, 2017 now, my grandfather's phone got lost. I was on the blame side.
And why is that?
He said we were in the house, the two of us, before leaving to church.
Okay.
I was living with him that time. No, I was living with my aunt. I had only gone to visit him that day. So I told him, I didn't take your phone. My uncle said, Elsie, you have to give her the phone. I told them, I don't have the phone. So I was like, iko hivi. So I got mad. I had to take acid. Yeah. I had to take acid, and it wasn't good because I was almost at the point of no, and I was hospitalized for, was it how many? For 1 good week. For 2 days.
So you consumed acid?
Yeah. The battery one. How do you call
Okay.
it?
Yeah, the same acid.
Yeah, I know, but was it chloride? Exact.
Yeah.
That one. And you know, when you're consuming it, it is like unajua kwa nguo pia inachoma. So when you're consuming it in the body, what is it going to do to you?
The same thing.
Then my aunt told me, before I told her what is going on, before I told her I've consumed acid, she told me, take this milk. That is where everything went wrong. Because when you're supposed to take milk when you consume something that is acidic.
Okay.
Before I was injected, nilikuwa za kutoa pofu. You can tell that I was almost at the point of, I was almost dying. For 2 days, I'm out of my mind. I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know what I'm, you know?
Yeah.
Nachapa daktari, hivyo sasa. Then things got better. Then I never had a chance to talk about all that. I never had a chance to explain, like, why did I take this acid? Why did I consume it? You know, that is where parents go wrong. You only condemning your kid, and you're not asking, like, how are you feeling? Like, how are you faring on?
Yeah.
And how are you coping up with all that? They never have that chance. The only chance they have is condemning you each and every time. And that is wrong. You need to sit your kid down, ask them, how did this?
Yeah, what you're going through. You speak
Yeah,
to them.
and before I took that acid, I tried to stab myself with a knife. Then I said, this is painful. I need to take something that is not even painful. I need to, like, something that will kill me slowly.
Yeah.
Nikeka kisu kando. Then, nikaona ndo ile acid. Yeah, I'm going to consume that. I'm going to wait until everyone has slept and I'm alone. And that is what I waited. Then, that was it.
After 1 week, being hospitalized.
Yeah, after 1 week. Then, nothing happened. I was only being condemned of doing this.
Still in the phone.
Yeah.
Now the acid thing.
Yeah. You know. Then life was okay. But I still had the suicidal thought. That is how I started having suicidal thoughts right there. I still used to have suicidal thoughts. Maybe that is one thing I've been struggling with. That is one thing that I've not been able to overcome. But I guess maybe one time I will.
Sure.
Then, that was in 2017. When I was in Form 4, life was good, I can say. But, yeah, life was good. After Form 4, I joined college at West.
Okay.
And this time my uncle called me at his place. And
The same uncle.
yeah, the same uncle who was coming to my rescue.
Okay.
He called me and told me he needed my help. And since we were in good terms and I didn't see
Anything wrong with that?
anything wrong with that, I talked to my grandfather. I told him, Grandpa, my uncle wants me to go and help him with the kid.
Yeah.
Then he's going to pay for my transport to school.
Okay.
And he's going to do my shopping.
Yeah.
Then my grandfather was like, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
You can go. That night, my uncle sent me fare. I was at his place in the morning to pick her. And that morning, his wife had already left to work.
Okay.
So it was me and him. The kid was not there. The kid had already left with her mom too. So it was us in the house, the two of us. I don't want to talk about this,
I
but
understand.
I tried to talk to my grandparents, my aunties, but I don't think they took it serious. But this is something that you know, if something happened to your mom and it was not rectified, definitely it's going to come back to you. If something that happened and it was not rectified, because right now I cannot do something knowing very well this is bad and I don't rectify that, in one way or another it is going to
Affect
my kids too. And that is the same thing that happened to me. So
I know our viewers are wondering, what is that thing that you're talking about that can be spread over the offsprings, and what happened that happened to you that had happened to your mom?
Okay, my mom had a kid with her uncle. Yeah, she had a kid. So the kid did survive. Yeah, and she was alive for 2 weeks, then she passed on. But nothing was done. When she talked about it, it was like,
It was ignored.
yeah, I don't know whether it was ignored, but what she told me is, my grandfather, he didn't talk to his brother for, I don't know for how long, but that is not the solution.
True.
You cannot stay without talking to your brother in the name of
Justice.
Yeah, that is not justice.
Sure.
And the same thing happened to me, though I didn't get a kid. But when I talked about it, it was like I'm saying a lie.
So
My uncle said, she's lying. I told him.
Your uncle
Yeah.
took advantage of you.
Yeah. I told him, why can't I call my grandfather, you and I, we sit down there, you say it when I'm there, rather than us, you calling over the phone and I calling over the phone. It is something that is not logic. You need to go, sit down and say it. You took advantage of me and this is what's supposed to be done. It was like Elsie's lying. One of my auntie believed me and she really supported me. And I thank her for that. And after that, that is how I started using drugs. Because you cannot, that was in 2019. Then in 2020, I was really mad about all that. That happened in 2020 January. The story with my uncle. I talked about it until February. Nothing is being done. I also get tired, and it is depressing me. It is eating me up. And that is how I started using drugs. I was like, I need to get this thing out of my mind. I need to get over it. And the only thing I could do, my ex-boyfriend told me, you know what you can do, Elsie? Start using drugs. And that is how where people go wrong. Because you cannot use drugs to forget something. The moment you say you're using maybe weed, alcohol to forget something, you're getting it wrong.
Sure.
Because you'll get drunk today. Tomorrow you wake up with the same problem.
The same problem. Sure.
You know, you've not solved it. So, that night, the first time I ever used drugs, I remember I was in the house, then the guy called me. He told me, Elsie, I need to see you. So I told him, you can come over. I don't want to go somewhere today, you can just come over. So he came. I told him what I'm facing. He told me, if you need to forget all these, start using drugs. And that is how I started using drugs. And I have used cocaine, I've used weed, I've used alcohol. And with all that, I thank God. Like, right now I cannot do any of that. I overcame it. But it really affected me. Because I remember that night, the first time I used it. The first time I used cocaine. The first ever time I've used it. I did not know what was going on. I did not know what I was doing. And the guy took advantage of that. He called my grandfather. He told my grandfather, I'm already dead.
How are you?
Yeah. And it was drama after drama after drama after drama. Because I'm there, I'm not understanding what is going on. I'm there, I'm only doing what you're telling me to do. I'm not myself. The drugs are driving me to do something. And I was told to hang myself with a string. And I did that. Then, he took that picture, my picture. He sent it to my grandfather. I was not understanding myself. Maybe I always regret meeting this guy. Because my grandfather, he believed my grandchild is dead. He had even sent police to come pick me up, the dead body. But I was there, I was alive, but I cannot talk. I don't know what I am going to say.
No.
And you know, the first time to you, if you've never used drugs, and when you use it for the first time, it is really going to affect you. And it really did affect me. And the moment you use it, you still want more and more and more of it.
Sure.
That is how I was introduced to drugs. Then Corona came. Schools were closed. I had to go back home, but I didn't go home. I had to look for my biological dad. A person who have never raised me, a person who I've never met. I didn't even know like how he looked like. That was the first time I looked for the guy.
Okay, so you went looking for your biological father?
Yeah, like I thought the people who have raised me, they're saying I'm dead. And I'm not dead. The guy who I thought he was going to be like my supporter, like through all this, he's supposed to support me. He's only telling me to use drugs. And he's selling them too. What am I supposed to do? I have to look for other options. I have to look for somewhere to go and stay. I didn't have a place to stay. I didn't want to stay anywhere close to my family. And there is Corona. I had to look for my biological dad. Then my biological dad is a drunkard. So I'm running away from this. Then this is what I'm going to. Yeah, this is what I'm going to meet. He's a drunkard. So many women coming in, getting out. That life was hard, and I didn't like it. But I had to familiar, you know, you have nowhere to go.
That's a better place.
Yeah, you have nowhere to go. Like, where are you going? Yeah, I stayed there. Then one day he told me. What did he tell me? Oh, he told me I'll be a prostitute. And he told me my mom was a prostitute. So I got mad. So we got into an exchange of words. I didn't want anyone. But there's something I don't like. Even if my mom lives, what kind of a life she lived, you have no right to accuse her.
True.
That is my mom, and that is not his mom, and that is nobody's mom. It is my mom. And whenever you want to attack me with my mom, it doesn't go right. So we got into an exchange of words, and I told him, I'm going to leave your place. Actually, since I was young, you don't know what I've been eating, how I've been schooling. You know nothing about all that. so you have no right to accuse me in any way. And his brother gave me 1,500 shillings. He told me, go to your people, go talk to them about all that happened, let them listen. And I went. So when I went to my grandmother's place, what she told me,
The grandmother from your mother?
Yeah, from my mother's side.
And this grandfather you're talking about?
He's my mom's dad.
Oh, okay.
And the brother I'm talking about, the uncle I'm talking about, he's my mom's brother.
Okay.
And that is how I went to my grandmother's place. After going to my grandmother's place, she didn't want to hear my side of the story. She was only telling me, this is how you did it, this is, you're not having that time of, this is what happened. And this is the reason why I did this. I wasn't getting that time to explain everything. Then I told her, I'm leaving. I know very well I have nowhere to go. I know very well I don't have nowhere to live, but I had to leave. And I told her, tomorrow in the morning, sure, I'm going. And I left. I left the place early in the morning. I came back to Nakuru. After coming back to Nakuru, I was told, what was I told? Okay, I called a friend. She wasn't around. And what I had to do is look for somewhere to stay. And I looked for somewhere to stay, and I stayed for 1 good week. Then life was hard. Then I remembered this auntie of mine who used to support me concerning my uncle's story.
Yeah.
Then I called her and I told her, auntie, you know what? This thing is eating me up. Like, in as much as you guys want me to forget about it, I cannot. It is not easy that you just wake up in the morning and you forget about something. It is a trauma you're living with.
That's true.
And if you don't get a listening ear, no one is going to listen. You're not going to hear. You need to hear. She told me, what I can help you do is, and she told me, okay, I told her everything. She told me, the only way I can help you. Because you cannot go back to the past. You cannot go accusing your uncle forever. Sometimes you have to forgive.
You have to let go, forgive and let go.
Yeah.
But I know it's very hard to forget.
Yeah, it is hard. So she told me, I'm going to take you somewhere. Because you also need to stop using drugs. And I guess I wasn't ready to stop using drugs. I was already an addict by then. Okay, she took me somewhere where I got guidance on what to do and how to live with all that. And how to let go, like slowly letting it go. But honestly, I've never let go, because my uncle also needs to say, like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sure.
I'm your uncle, I'm supposed to be your dad.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to help me.
I'm supposed to be your guardian.
Show you the way. And by then, I still went back to my ex-boyfriend. That is
The one who was using drugs.
yeah, because I really needed them. I really needed those drugs. Because I was going, you get an injection, then after some time, you get another injection.
Okay.
So it was like a dose after dose, you know? And that is how my life was. Drugs after drugs, drugs after drugs. And life was hard by then. So one day I woke up.
That was last year, 2020.
Yeah, that was last year. One day I woke up and I asked this guy, how much do you gain using drugs? Okay, how much do you gain when you're selling drugs? He told me this amount. And I asked him, what do you do with the money? He told me nothing. I totally see nothing. Like, I don't see the benefit of selling this. But if I'm eating, and that is okay. I told him, then we need to stop. Like, I had this urge, I need to stop using this thing. And I had this feeling, if he's not willing to do so, I have to let this guy go. I have to. So the last time I was injected, that was in December last year. That was the last time I got an injection. And that was the last time I've ever seen that guy. But alcohol, it was hard to stop using alcohol.
So the last time you used drugs was
no, okay, the last time I used coke, yeah, you know?
the injection?
Yeah. The last time I used alcohol was this year. Before I married this guy. His name is Richard. So I met the guy, and I once called him and I was really drunk. And I called him.
Richard?
Yeah. I called him, and I told him the drugs that I'm using. Okay. I always take alcohol. He told me I cannot date a lady who is taking alcohol.
And himself was using the...
No, he doesn't use any drug. He doesn't use anything. So I told him, I don't know how I'm going to stop using alcohol. So what he told me is, I'm going to help you. Whenever you feel like you want to get high, call me, tell me. Then I'll tell you what to drink. And with that is how I stopped taking it. That is how I stopped taking alcohol. Using drugs, it was my decision because I thought it is not helping me in any way. It is not adding any benefit in my life. And so, why was I sharing this story? Why I was sharing this story is, if I only had a listening ear, if my guardians could have listened to me, if they could have told me, sit down, see what happened, I'm pretty sure I could not have ended up using drugs, living a life on the street, living like, I don't know, like, sometimes I can just walk out of that door. Go, like, I just feel like I want to go far away from people, I don't want to be near anyone. And that is a problem. Sometimes I just feel like I want to wake up, take my life away. Because with all this that has been happening, it is not normal. And one thing that I've not said, my uncle's case, he was not the first one. I remember when I was in class 7 too. His brother also tried to take advantage of me. So this is something that,
uncle.
yeah, a different one. When I was in high school, so the same thing still happened. This is something that I need to sit them down. My grandfather needs to be there.
Sure.
And that is why I've not gotten over it. Even in the matter, in as much as people say you need to get over something, you don't have to dwell in your past.
Yeah.
I need to talk to them, tell them, this is how I'm feeling about this.
Yes.
Even though my uncle who tried to do it when I was in class 7 apologized to me. He did apologize and I told him it's okay. But what step has my people taken? What precaution have they taken?
Yeah, sure.
They only see someone like, you're okay, but you're not. You're living a life, but you're not. So like yesterday, I was coming back home and I felt I should not go back there. And you know one thing with me, I don't know how to make a decision then stick with it. I was coming from Nairobi. Nimefika town. And I'm like, I'm not going back there. I need to be away from everyone. I need to go. I need to run away. And that was my plan. So if I don't talk to someone before I take that action, trust me, I'll take that action. So my problem is, the moment I used drugs have effect. I'm not able to stick with that decision. And I guess I'm sick. Because you cannot just wake up. When you are sleeping, you're very okay. In the morning, you're not. You cannot wake up. You're having a suicidal thought out of something small. And that is something I'm struggling with. And as much as I can laugh, I can make fun out of everything. I also have my own struggles, and I know everyone has their own struggles. So if I don't sit people down and tell them, man, you need to hear me, you need to listen to me. You know you did this wrong. Accept it. Let's talk about it. Let's say this is what needs to be done. This is how you're going to rectify that. I don't have to live a life of I'm blaming you, and I'm also like, I feel so low of myself. I feel like I don't have that self-love. And self-love is more important. And everyone can define how self-love is to them. And I've written a poem about self-love. So how you want to take it? So, personally, I don't feel like I have that self-love to me. I feel like I lost it.
I think you should get a psychiatrist to talk to you over these, and you need some mental thing.
Yeah, as much as I need that. Is my uncle willing to talk to me? Tell me, Elsie, this happened. And I know it's a mistake. How do I rectify it? How do we rectify that? How do we get into terms? It is not good when you say you have a family, but you only talk to a few.
Yeah, sure.
It is not good. And you know, one very funny thing, his wife supported him. And that is where I got mad.
What if your uncle today apologized to you? Would you just let go?
He apologizes to me. Then he tells my grandparents I was wrong to say she is lying. And I was wrong to justify myself. That is what I need him to say, nothing more. Because I cannot live. I'm living and I'm very okay. And he's very okay, his life is moving on. But mine, I'm still living on the past.
I understand. You know, most of the time people will tell you, try and overcome this, but they've never been there.
Yeah, you know.
You're the one who have gone through that, and you're the one who feels the pain.
Yeah. Then there's one thing I also needed to be clear on. When you know something that has happened to you, child, or to your kid, talk to them about it. Know how you're going to rectify that. To avoid the reputation. That is very bad. Reputation. Like the same case happened to my mom. The same case that is happening to me. In as much as I need to let her rest in peace. But what is done to change all that happened to her? I told you I'm the only one who has finished school in my family. I tried to talk to it to one member of my family, or to one member of my grandparents, but it is not okay. Like, it is not normal. Your mom is not well schooled. Your dad is not well schooled. Your brother is not well schooled. There's something that is eating you up, and you don't want, eating your family up, but they don't want to talk about it. What are they doing to talk about that?
Sure.
What are they doing to rectify that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Guys, this story has challenged me, and what I've learned from this story is that one, as a parent, you need to understand your children. Do not condemn your children because they're doing the wrong thing. You're supposed to sit them back, tell them this is wrong, this is right, and just listen to them. It doesn't mean just because you're a parent, you're supposed to judge them that you are right, while else you are judging them they are wrong. You're supposed to listen to them, come to a conclusion, advise them, and let them feel they are part of the family, not they are on the wrong always. So, as you have heard, Elsie needs some, I can say, mental guidance or psychiatrist or something, and we are going to do something about that if we can, and we just hope maybe this video get to the uncle. The uncle will come back to his senses, apologize to Elsie, and tell the grandparents that he did what he did and he is apologetic about that, and Elsie will be free. Her soul will be okay with it. So, guys, thank you for watching this program, and as usual, this is my story, my motivation, where we are creating stories, we are telling stories to transform lives, and till next time, love you all.